WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have a bottle from Germany, from the Aureum, also called the Brennerei Ziegler, which is the Ziegler distillery here in Germany, about an hour away from Frankfurt. This is their first 10-year-old expression, and it's actually called The First. I like that, the first. 55.5% ABV, 555 bottles, and unfortunately they made a mistake with the price. The price is $58.05, so they should have done 55.55. Then they would have had the 5 the entire time. All right, good. Whiskey base number 161191. Now, if I understood this correctly, this spent the first 12 months of its life in German oak, and then as well as German chestnut. And then the second maturation period for the rest of the 8+ years was in an ex-bourbon alligator charred, probably then wild turkey cask. Yeah, very, very interesting. The Aureum distillery works together with Axel Ritt from the Gravedigger. And so they are the ones that did that interesting bottlings that I also did one with the bass player, with the guitarist, and so on. So very, very interesting. And one of the main things they do is chestnut. Not a big fan of the chestnut. All right, what I do like is 2 things on the back of the bottle. First of all, the barcode, isn't that cool? And second thing, I have a nice little visual help here so I know exactly the taste profile. Is it sweet? 3 of 5. Is it spicy? 4 of 5. Is it fruity? 2 of 5. Is it mild? 3 of 5. And does it have any smoke or peat? 0. Yay, very, very good. And we have the tasting notes here in the back as well. I actually like this much better than I thought it was. It's like, oh, a German whiskey, okay, chestnut, 10 years old. Whoa, this is actually nice. On the nose, it's somewhat fruity. I'm in a woodworking shop. There's a lot of sawdust. I get a little bit of a exotic fruit, so eine guave. A lot of different things: a blackberry, a plum, an apple, a pear. Alcohol, 55.5% is actually noticeable on the nose. Let's see what they say here. They say malty candy, honey. I forgot about the honey. Yes, caramel and dried flowers from a meadow. Think a little bit ricola from this the Swiss cough drop. Okay. A lot of caramel as well. Yes. All right. That came. I'm sure it's the alligator char here from the wild turkey cask. Helped a lot. If it was wild turkey, I'm not 100% certain about that. If I am 100%, it was an alligator char ex-bourbon cask. Mahogany. I get mahogany wood. And not the Brazilian mahogany, but the Indonesian and Indonesia mahogany. I used to work as a woodworker, cabinet maker, long time ago. It's terrible. Remember we used to say, oh, 10 years ago. Wow, I can say 10 years ago. 20 years ago. Oh, I can say 20 years ago. 30 years ago. Oh, and recently I caught myself saying 40 years ago. And it's like, soon it'll be 50 years ago. And I remember actually doing something 50 years ago. Wow. That's what happens when you get older. Cheers. I did have a very brief control whiskey. I think I'm a little bit sensitive to the heat today. Yesterday, I actually did the German video. I had done 3 videos in a row, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do a 4th. And then I remember doing the 3rd video. I was like, this is very, very good. And it is very, very good. The heat at the beginning and the first sip is something I should ignore, because it was my first real sip. I did have a little bit of a German whiskey here before. This might actually be the whiskey I'm going to compare it to. This is the St. Kilian. That's the new German distillery here. Number 5 signature edition with 52.5%, and this was actually made in 5 different virgin oak: virgin American virgin oak, German virgin oak, Hungarian virgin oak, European virgin oak, and I forgot the last one. Has to be on here. German, European, American. Oh, okay, it was a French, exactly here, a hybrid of white oak and French oak and Hungarian oak. So that was my control whiskey. That is a great aftertaste. Really, really nice. So heavy pour for me at least. The German bottlers are going more and more to the artificial corks, which I don't think is a bad idea. Also, the bottle design. This is a typical bottle design, a little bit like Coca-Cola bottle, a little bit of the curves here. Up at the top, you actually have something here, Aureum. The distillery was founded 1865, which means they've been making spirits since 1865, not whiskey. That's one of the things they do, and one of the many things they do. And so you have the red wood, you have the nice little emblem on here, you have the nice little artificial cork here, and you actually have the Ziegler, which is the name of the distillery there as well. What I did not like is actually the coloring here on the cork, which was all tiny little bit here around the edges here of the bottle as well, which I doesn't look the best. Cheers. A forest after it rains. A mixed forest, a pine and oak trees. Hmm. Hmm. Really nice. They say roasted almonds, which I really don't get. They say it's a very powerful and muscular melting to a unity, which volume, muscular, melting unity. All right, very, very good, and it's a long, good finish. I don't know if you ever see this bottle out there. 555 bottles in Germany. They do not really have any that I'm aware of distribution outside of Germany at the moment. I'll have to talk to the CEO of the company. We actually have a day over here in Germany. It's the last Saturday of June, and it's called the Day of German Whiskey. And so all the different German distillers actually do open door days, and they have events, and they have concerts, and you can tour the facility for free, and they do tastings and all this. And I was supposed to be actually at this distillery. He actually offered, Jason, come on Friday, go to the hotel, start bright and early on Saturday, be here the whole day, and I'll pay for the hotel on Sunday, and you can go back home. It's like, no, I'm going to drive. It's a 3.5 hour drive. I'll be there at 10 in the morning if I need to be on Saturday. And I'll be there for the whole day, and of course I'm going to drink, and therefore I need the hotel from Saturday and Sunday. I'll just drive back home on Sunday, and everything's okay. That was all arranged. Everything was set, finalized, I think November of last year, maybe even December. And then, bam, of course, COVID-19 hit, and everything was canceled. They didn't even do any online tastings or anything like that. Now, over here in Germany, at least I'm going to say Europe as well, many of the companies have realized, hey, Fishile didn't happen, and so they went online. And it's like, if they can do it, anyone else can do it as well. So more and more of these normal whiskey fairs, whiskey festivals that would have normally been in real life are now going online, which I think is better than nothing. Of course, I'd like to have the fairs back, the festivals back, but hey, that's the way it is. A little rant in between. Oh, totally different. More vanilla. Of course, virgin oak. Almost too much vanilla. Wow. Nice. fruitier, maltier, a little bit more refined. 4 years, 10 years. This is one of the best German whiskeys I've ever had. And it's, let's say, above 5 years. And it's basically the only 10-year-old whiskey from Germany I've ever had. At the moment that I can remember, I have had a 9.5 and I've had an 11.5, but I haven't had anything that was officially 10 years old. So very, very well done. This actually gets a C++, B minus minus in my book. Value for money, as I said, they should have went for 55 instead of 58.05. C. Definitely something that you should buy if you're a fan of the distillery. If you're not a fan of the distillery, it's something that you can buy if you are in Germany and looking for something very, very unique, because not many bottles actually have the 10 on them yet. That'll be happening in the next couple of years. So, vintage 2010, limited edition. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. My favorite question of the day is, what bottlings out there are 10 years old that you love? Now, I know people are going to say, Day 10. Some of you are going to say, Talisker 10. What else do you know? I stole your thunder, didn't I? WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. Share, and tell others about this crazy guy in Europe over here tasting whiskey you'll never see. Bye.